At 4:18 a.m., the Caribbean sky is dark and quiet. Then everything changes. A Venezuelan Su-30 fighter jet accelerates past Mach 1, pushing straight toward a faint radar contact ahead. The pilot believes he has found a lone aircraft drifting near Venezuelan airspace. Distance is closing fast. Less than 40 seconds remain before a missile launch decision. What the pilot does not know is this: the target is not a patrol jet. It is a United States stealth bomber flying high and silent, protected by aircraft he cannot see and cannot track. This is not a training flight. This is not a mistake. It is a live operation. Instead of breaking off, the Venezuelan jet angles directly toward the flight path. Radar warnings begin to pulse. Tracking systems tighten. Every second now matters. One move forward could trigger a chain of events that no one can stop. This is not an accident in the sky. This is a test, a challenge, and someone, right now, is badly misreading the situation. If you think the United States will back down, comment 1. If you think Venezuela has already gone too far, comment 9. And subscribe to stay with us as this confrontation unfolds minute by minute. What is happening in the Caribbean right now is not random, and it is not about one fighter jet chasing one aircraft. This air encounter sits inside a much bigger picture that has been building for months. The waters north of Venezuela are not just open ocean. They are busy shipping lanes, energy routes, and constant patrol zones where radar systems stay active day and night. When the United States increases surveillance here, it sends a clear signal. When Venezuela challenges that presence, it sends another. These moves are not mistakes, they are pressure tests. For Venezuela, sending a fighter toward an unidentified aircraft is about showing resolve. It is about proving control over nearby airspace and pushing back against what they see as foreign pressure. Backing away would look weak at home and dangerous politically. That pressure sits heavy on every pilot ordered into the air. For the United States, the calculation is very different. The aircraft in the sky is not expendable. It is a high-value platform tied to long-term deterrence and regional balance. Protecting it is not optional. Every escort aircraft, every radar track, every silent maneuver is part of a system designed to avoid chaos while being ready for it at the same time. This is why the moment feels so tense. One side believes it is forcing a response. The other believes it is managing escalation before it explodes. Both sides think they are in control. History shows that is often when things go wrong. Right now, this encounter is balanced on a knife edge. One decision could turn a warning into a real confrontation that reaches far beyond this patch of sky. So here is the question. If pressure keeps rising, who blinks first? If you think the United States holds the upper hand, comment 1. If you think Venezuela is pushing limits on purpose, comment 9. And make sure you are subscribed because the first response is already unfolding. The first response does not begin with a missile. It begins with detection. Inside the United States air picture, a small radar contact sharpens. What was once a soft dot now has speed, direction, and intent. A technician calls it out calmly. Fast mover, closing. No one raises their voice. They do not need to. At 4:19 a.m., the Venezuelan Su-30 continues to push forward. Speed increases. Altitude holds. The pilot believes he is narrowing the gap on a single aircraft drifting too close to home airspace. His radar tone grows steadier. To him, the situation feels under control. Above and behind the stealth bomber, escorts adjust without drama. No flares, no radio chatter. Just small heading changes measured in degrees, not miles. The bomber itself does nothing unusual. It stays level. It stays quiet. That silence is deliberate. Then the first hard decision arrives. Tracking systems confirm the Su-30 has crossed a line that planners had drawn hours earlier. Not on a map, but in timing and distance. This is no longer observation. This is approach. From this moment on, every second is counted. A weapons officer glances at a screen. Green symbols shift. One turns amber. That color means there is now a human making choices on the other side. The fighter is close enough to fire. The bomber is still invisible to him. but that advantage will not last forever. In the cockpit of the Su-30, a warning chirps. Not danger yet, just information. The pilot tightens his grip. He knows he is being watched, even if he cannot see by whom. He has seconds to decide whether to press or break away. The United States response remains controlled. No shots fired, no sudden moves. But everything is now aligned. Sensors agree. Distances shrink. The window for a clean outcome is closing fast. This is the moment where many encounters end quietly. And it is also the moment where history shows some do not. If you believe this approach already crossed a red line, comment 1. If you think this was still a warning move that could stop here, comment 9 and stay subscribed, because the escalation is about to begin. Escalation does not arrive with noise, it arrives with pressure. At 4:21 a.m., the airspace becomes crowded with invisible decisions. The Venezuelan Su-30 holds its line, speed steady, nose pointed forward. The pilot is no longer testing. He is committing. From this distance, even a small turn could decide everything. Far above, the United States air package tightens its shape. Escort aircraft spread just enough to cover every angle, but not enough to reveal themselves. This is how modern air combat works. You do not rush, you close the net. Radar systems across the region begin to feel strange. Operators on the ground see contacts, blink, stretch, then vanish. Some screens look empty, others look full of ghosts. No alarms yet, just confusion. And confusion is dangerous. Inside the United States formation, there is no confusion at all. The picture is clear. The Su-30 is alone. No second fighter rising, no backup on the way. That makes the situation simpler and more dangerous at the same time. The Venezuelan pilot now receives another alert. This one is sharper. He is being tracked. He cannot tell from where. His aircraft systems tell him someone is nearby, but his eyes see only empty sky. He keeps pushing. This is where escalation locks in. In close air encounters, distance collapses fast. At these speeds, a mile disappears in seconds. There is no room for debate. Either someone breaks away or someone fires. The rules are unwritten, but everyone in the air knows them. The United States response remains measured, but it is no longer passive. One escort shifts slightly ahead of the bomber. Another drifts wide. This is not a show of force. It is a shield forming in real time. On the ground, radar operators hesitate. Turning systems on could help. It could also paint a target on their backs. Some choose silence. Others wait for orders that do not come. The Su-30 is now inside the final envelope. From here, events move faster than politics, faster than statements, faster than warnings. There is a brief moment of stillness. No one speaks. No weapons fire. Just engines cutting through the dark. This is the point of no return. If you think escalation has already gone too far to stop cleanly, comment 1. If you believe one move could still pull this back, comment 9 and stay subscribed, because the twist is coming next. Just as all attention stays locked on the fighter in the sky, the real shift happens somewhere else. More than an hour earlier, far from the sound of engines, a United States submarine had already moved into position beneath the surface. No lights, no radio traffic, just a steady course and a countdown running in silence. While eyes were focused upward, the ocean was about to speak first. At 2:22 a.m., the water breaks in quick bursts. Cruise missiles rise, one after another, then level off and disappear toward the coast. They fly low, they fly quiet, and they do not announce themselves until it is almost too late. This is not the main strike, it is the opening move. The purpose is simple. Pull attention away. Force hard choices. Make air defenses look in the wrong direction while something else is coming from above. It is not about destruction yet. It is about confusion. On land, radar operators begin to sense something is wrong. Some systems flicker, others stay dark by choice. Turning them on might help track the missiles. It might also invite instant retaliation. No one wants to be the first to light up the sky. Back in the air, the Su-30 pilot does not know any of this. He feels the pressure rising, but he believes the danger is only ahead of him. He still thinks this encounter is about one aircraft and one decision. That belief is the twist. This operation was never about a single intercept. It was layered from the start. Air, sea, and timing woven together so that every move forces the next mistake. By the time the fighter realizes something bigger is happening, the window to disengage is already closing. The crews involved do not know the full picture yet. They only feel the tension climbing and the silence growing heavier. That is when operations become irreversible. At 4:24 a.m., the moment everyone has been moving toward finally arrives. High above the Caribbean, the United States bomber reaches its release point. There is no dramatic sound, no sudden movement. The aircraft stays steady as the weapons bay opens. Seconds later, the first bunker-penetrating bomb drops cleanly away and begins its long fall toward the ground below. Inside the cockpit, the crew feels the weight lift. A short confirmation follows. Weapons away. Separation good. Everything is calm, almost routine, but the stakes could not be higher. Below, the ground does not see the aircraft. There is no warning, only impact. The bomb punches deep before it detonates, sending a shock through reinforced structures meant to survive anything short of an earthquake. Then another follows, and another. The sequence is timed, precise, and unforgiving. Almost at the same time, cruise missiles arriving from the sea reach their final phase. They come in low and fast, striking key facilities and support sites. Lights go out, communications drop, confusion spreads faster than any alarm. And in the sky, the air drama reaches its breaking point. The Venezuelan Su-30 pilot finally commits. A missile warning flashes. He launches, believing he has a narrow shot before losing the target. But he is already behind the curve. He never sees the aircraft tracking him from farther out. An American escort fires once. No chase, no warning shot. The missile closes the distance in seconds. The Su-30 pilot gets the alert too late. The sky flashes and the fighter disappears. For a brief moment, everything goes quiet again. The bomber turns smoothly away from the target area. Escorts reposition. Fuel numbers are checked. The mission clock keeps running. From first release to exit, the entire strike lasts less than half an hour. No United States aircraft is hit. No defensive missile finds its mark. One interception attempt ends in fire. The climax passes as quickly as it arrived, leaving only burning sights on the ground and unanswered questions in the air. The operation is not loud, it is decisive. And now, the world waits to see what comes next. By 4:49 a.m., the skies over the Caribbean begin to empty. The United States aircraft are already on their way out, climbing back toward refueling tracks far from the coast. Below them, smoke rises from multiple locations, but there is no second wave, no pursuit, no reply. On the ground, the picture is uneven and unclear. Some facilities are dark, others are damaged but standing. Communications are fragmented. Air defense crews are still trying to understand what happened first and what hit last. No clear orders come down the chain. Silence spreads faster than information. From a military standpoint, the results are hard to ignore. The strike window was short. The exposure was limited. The cost was asymmetric. One side deployed high-value assets and protected them perfectly. The other side lost a fighter and saw critical sites disabled without ever seeing the full threat. But the real impact goes beyond damage. This operation sends a signal. It shows that airspace can be entered without warning, that defenses can be blinded without a single radar staying on, and that escalation can be controlled by the side that plans the timing, not the noise. It also shows restraint. The mission ends cleanly, no expansion, no follow-on strikes, just a message delivered and left behind. For Venezuela, the message is sobering. Testing limits does not always force a reaction on your terms. Sometimes it reveals how exposed those limits really are. For the United States, the lesson is equally clear. Power today is not about constant presence. It is about appearing only when necessary, staying unseen, and leaving before the other side can respond. What happened in this encounter will be studied quietly. Adjustments will be made, and both sides will prepare for the next moment when pressure builds again. Because this was not the end of the story, it was a measurement. Now the question shifts to you. If you believe this strike successfully reset the balance, comment 1. If you think it risks pushing the next encounter even closer to open conflict, comment 9. And subscribe, because the next move may come with far less warning.